Joyce Mitchell, that prison employee, told her husband Lyle that the escapees threatened to harm him if she didn't go through with their plan. We talked to Lyle Mitchell exclusively, along with his attorney, Peter Dumas.
I can't imagine a more tension-filled and tumultuous 17 or 18-day period. How are you, Lyle?
Just taking it day by day. It's been rough.
Can you describe how this has turned your life upside down?
One day everybody was 100%, everybody happy. The next day, that's what happened. They're just in shock.
It's like someone pulls the rug out from under you.
Yes.
Lyle Mitchell spoke for the first time since his wife Joyce Mitchell was charged with providing tools to help the two convicted killers, Richard Matt and David Sweat, break out of maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility 18 days ago.
Tell me where you were and where you first heard that there had been this escape at the Clinton Correctional Facility, where you work, by the way.
Yeah, I was at the hospital. My wife that night before said she was having chest pain. Next morning I come back in and we get ready to leave and we turn the cell phone on and all of a sudden we had all kind of beep, all from our kids, our family, state troopers looking for us. So my wife when she turned the cell phone on, she said, oh my gosh, Matt and Sweat escaped. What? Says, well, it must be the right troopers want this.
Authorities say Joyce Mitchell planned to run off with the inmates after picking them up, but she never showed up, having suffered an anxiety attack. She was hospitalized that night.
The instant you and your wife heard that Richard Matt and David Sweat had escaped from Clinton, what was her reaction and what was your reaction?
I just couldn't believe it. Her reaction when she said they really escaped, and that's why I left it at that. And
you've known her for 21 years. You looked in her eyes. Nothing seemed unusual about her expression or her demeanor?
And when I said they want to talk to us, because we know them, we're to help out. So we went right to the police barracks. He said, you guys been looking for us? He said, who are you? I said, Lyle and Joyce Mitchell. Yes, we have.
And so at that point, Lyle, you had no reason to ask your wife, do you know anything about this escape?
No. And then the next morning, she said the state police called. I said, for what? They want to know something about a package. I said, package? I said, what are you talking about? She said, we'll go back out. I need to talk to the troopers. Investigator came out and said, Mr. Mitchell, your wife has more involved than what she's letting on. What? And that's when he said that she bought apparently 2 hacksaw blades, a Phillips bit, and a chisel. Oh my God.
When did you finally ask her point blank, face to face?
That night on the way home.
You say, did you help these 2 prisoners escape?
I said, well, how can it happen? She said, I got over my head and I was scared. And she said, I got something else to tell you. I said, what's that? She said, their plan was they want to kill you. I said, what? They wanted her to come pick them up.
So she admitted to you at that moment that once these 2 escaped from Clinton and made their way to that manhole, that she was supposed to be the one to pick them up and drive them away.
She told me that Matt wanted her to pick him up. And she said, well, I never leave nowhere without Lyle, never. And he said, well, I'll give you some pills to give him to knock him out, and then you can pick us up. She said, I am not doing that. She said, I love my husband. I am not hurting him. And she said, then I knew I was over my head. She said, I can't do this. And then she told me he started threatening her with somebody inside the facilities was going to do something to me, to harm me or kill me, or somebody outside the jail if she didn't stay with this.
According to your wife, they were going to kill you for what reason?
Did this get me out of the way? But she said she would never go through with it. That's what she told me, that she really loved me and she was in too deep.
Lyle's wife, Joyce, is still behind bars facing those charges. He said he wanted to speak out in this interview to provide a little space for his family because he is the focus of so much attention. He felt if he tells his story now, perhaps people will leave his family alone. And we're going to have much more from him coming up in our next half hour.
So interesting to hear what he said. Joyce said she got in over her head. I think we'll be hearing more of that from her.
And we'll hear his answer to the question about did she have a relationship, romantic or sexual, with one or both of these inmates coming up.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.